The Majestic Journey of Magnus the Moose. Please subscribe, so you don't miss a new story. In the heart of the vast and enchanting Nordwood Forest lived a majestic moose named Magnus. With his towering antlers and gentle demeanor, Magnus was a beloved symbol of the wilderness. His deep, soulful eyes seemed to hold the wisdom of the ancient trees themselves. Little did he know, his life was about to embark on a journey that would intertwine the fates of not only his forest home but also the lives of those he encountered. The Dwindling Waters. As summer turned to autumn, a strange and troubling phenomenon began to unfold in Nordwood Forest. The once gurgling streams and rivers began to dwindle, leaving the animals parched and the foliage withered. Magnus, deeply concerned for the well-being of his fellow creatures, took it upon himself to search for the source of this calamity. Guided by his intuition, he embarked on a journey upstream, his hooves carrying him tirelessly over rocky terrain and through dense undergrowth. Magnus' journey was not without its challenges. He encountered a group of skeptical squirrels who questioned his motives. "Why should we trust you, a moose, to solve our water problem?" they chattered. Magnus patiently explained his goal of helping the entire forest, regardless of species. With his soothing presence and genuine sincerity, he managed to win them over, and they joined him in his quest. The journey led Magnus to a magnificent waterfall where the once rushing river had been reduced to a mere trickle. There, he discovered a massive beaver dam that blocked the flow of water. At the heart of this dam was Beatrice, an old and weathered beaver, who was tirelessly working to reinforce her creation. She had built the dam out of fear for the encroaching human settlements that had threatened their habitat. The animals around Nordwood had noticed the forest shrinking, and many had fled or hidden. Beatrice believed that the dam would keep the humans away. Magnus, with his gentle yet persuasive manner, engaged Beatrice in a heartfelt conversation. He shared stories of unity and cooperation from his travels and spoke of the importance of finding common ground. Beatrice, though initially hesitant, began to listen and understand. As they talked, a raindrop fell from the sky, landing on the surface of the stagnant water. Beatrice's eyes widened with realization as she saw the ripples it created. Magnus used this simple moment to illustrate how even small actions could have far-reaching effects. With tears in her eyes, Beatrice began to dismantle the dam. The other animals, who had followed Magnus, joined in to help. It was a grueling task that required cooperation, patience, and understanding. As the dam slowly crumbled, the water surged forth, cascading down the waterfall with a renewed energy. The animals cheered in triumph, and Beatrice felt a weight lift off her shoulders. The forest around them seemed to sigh in relief as the waters once again began to flow freely, revitalizing the land and nourishing its inhabitants. The experience changed Beatrice deeply, and she and Magnus became fast friends. She spread the story of their cooperation throughout the forest, and slowly but surely, the fear that had gripped the animals began to subside. The various species started to communicate and support one another, creating a stronger, more resilient community. The Lost Fawn. While the forest rejoiced in the return of water, a new challenge emerged. One day, as Magnus roamed through the revitalized landscape, he heard a faint, distressed cry. Following the sound, he discovered a frightened and lost fawn named Fiona. Her large, innocent eyes brimmed with tears, and her delicate frame trembled in fear. She had become separated from her mother during a sudden storm that had swept through the forest the previous night. Without hesitation, Magnus approached Fiona with the utmost gentleness. He lowered himself to her level and spoke soothingly, his deep voice carrying the reassurance of centuries of wisdom. Fiona, though initially wary, sensed the sincerity in Magnus' demeanor and allowed herself to be comforted. As the storm clouds cleared and the sun broke through the leaves, Magnus made a promise to Fiona. He would do everything in his power to reunite her with her family. Their journey was not without its challenges. The forest terrain was unfamiliar to Fiona, and Magnus needed to carefully navigate her through the dense underbrush and across swift streams. Fiona's fragile legs struggled to keep up at times, but Magnus' patience and encouragement never wavered. Along the way, they encountered a wise old owl named Orin, perched high in the branches of an ancient oak. Orin had witnessed the struggles and triumphs of countless generations and offered his guidance to the weary travelers. Orin's advice proved invaluable. He revealed that Fiona's family resided in the heart of the Great Willow Glade, a serene and enchanting haven within the forest. However, to reach it, they would need to cross the formidable Thistlethorn Ravine, a treacherous expanse of thorny bushes and steep cliffs. With Orin's guidance, Magnus and Fiona embarked on this perilous journey. the ravine tested their resilience and determination. Fiona's small frame proved to be both an advantage and a challenge, allowing her to slip through tight spaces but also making her susceptible to danger. Magnus, with his towering presence, shielded her from harm and forged a path through the thorns. Fiona's trust in Magnus grew with every step, and their bond deepened as they faced the trials together. At last, they emerged from the ravine and entered the great willow glade, a place of breathtaking beauty and tranquility. There, among the willow trees, Fiona's mother awaited them, her worried eyes filled with relief and gratitude. As mother and daughter were reunited, the glade seemed to come alive with a newfound energy, as if nature itself celebrated their reunion. The unity of Nordwood Forest. As Magnus continued his journey, a profound transformation began to take hold of Nordwood Forest. The combined efforts of his experiences with Beatrice and Fiona had ignited a chain reaction of positive change. The forest that had once been plagued by fear and division was now united by a common purpose, to protect and preserve their home. Word of Magnus' deeds spread like wildfire through the forest. Animals from all corners came to hear his stories, drawn by the magic of his presence and the hope he inspired. Squirrels, rabbits, birds, and even elusive predators like foxes and wolves gathered around him, sharing their own tales of transformation. The once skeptical squirrels joined forces with the rabbits to build bridges across streams, enabling safe passage for all. But the unity went beyond practical actions. A sense of harmony settled over Nordwood, and friendships blossomed between species that had never interacted before. The timid deer ventured into conversations with the curious raccoons, and the wise old owl Orin became a trusted advisor to animals from all walks of life. The forest became a tapestry of collaboration, each thread woven together with mutual respect and a shared love for their home. One fateful evening, as the stars twinkled above, Magnus stood before the animals once again. His antlers, now adorned with flowers and leaves as symbols of unity, glistened in the moonlight. He spoke of his journey, weaving together the lessons learned from Beatrice, Fiona, and all the creatures of Nordwood Forest. He reminded them that the power of unity lay not only in the actions they took but also in the connections they forged. With a newfound sense of purpose, the animals decided to establish the Nordwood Guardian Alliance, an organization dedicated to safeguarding the forest's well-being. Different animals took on roles suited to their strengths. Squirrels became messengers, birds served as scouts, and wolves offered protection. Beatrice's expertise was instrumental in ensuring the waterways remained unblocked, while Fiona's story inspired the younger animals to embrace compassion and courage. Years passed, and Nordwood Forest flourished like never before. The Alliance's efforts not only preserved the forest's beauty but also attracted researchers, artists, and admirers from the human world. Through their interactions with the Alliance, humans learned to appreciate and respect the delicate balance of nature. Ending. As the seasons turned, Magnus' role shifted. His antlers, once towering symbols of wisdom, gradually began to shed. As they fell, they nourished the forest floor, becoming a metaphor for the cyclical nature of life, growth, and renewal. Magnus, now aged and adorned with a crown of wisdom, stood as a living embodiment of the lessons learned by Nordwood's inhabitants. The forest flourished, a living testament to the transformative power of unity, compassion, and understanding. And as the wind carried whispers of their stories, other forests, other lands, and other hearts began to awaken to the truth that the strength of a community was rooted in the connections between its individuals. Just as the animals of Nordwood Forest had found harmony through diversity, humanity too learned that their collective potential was boundless when they embraced the richness of their differences. And so, the story of Magnus the Moose became a timeless fable, a reminder that in a world where divisions may seem insurmountable, the simplest actions, guided by empathy and shared purpose, could lead to extraordinary transformation. Just as the forest had grown stronger by working together, so too could humanity find a path to a brighter future by cherishing the threads that bound them to one another and to the world they shared. The end. Don't forget to subscribe,